right, we are back for the next episode of Wildemount, Tomb of Annihilation. I have my lovely cast with me today. But first, as usual, before we get into that and all the shenanigans that come with it, we're going to warm up a little bit by talking to you about our sponsor and throwing a little skit at you. This one's for the Wandering Tavern, inspired by those old Bart Simpson-style prank phone calls. So, the Wandering Tavern, it's this massive, creaky tavern. It gently sways in the sky. The barkeep, he's a burly dwarf with a stained apron and one twitchy eye. He leans on the counter. There's a glowing crystal ball that hums beside him like an old landline phone with asthma. And the crystal ball starts magically ringing like a phone and sounds like something between a harp chord and a kazoo.
Blasted wizard. Better come back and pay his tab before I pawn this glowy gobstopper.
Crystal ball pulses again. Barkeep waves his hand over it and says,
The Wandering Tavern. Speak or squeak.
Yes. Is there a huge ass fire in the tavern?
Oi! Anybody seen a huge ass fire? Huge ass fire? No? Oh, you better not be yanking my tankard, lad.
No yanking, sir. How about a lot of moans? She's supposed to be meeting Surrection.
Alright, listen here, Sparkle Orb. You give me one more name like that, and I swear, I'll drop kick you into a pocket dimension.
The ball glows and rings again.
What?
Yes, hello. I'm looking for a Mr. Al K. Seltzer, first name Al.
That's it. I'm putting you and feeding you to a gelatinous cube.
Hood Mage walks in casually, counting coins.
Oh, hey. I see you've been answering my voicemail orb. Yeah, it's linked to my comedy scroll account. Bit of a prank hobby.
You owe me 47 gold, 2 tankards, and my last nerve.
Totally worth it.
Smash cut to the title card, The Wandering Tavern. Now boarding pranksters, potion junkies, and people named Bendova.
Damn well done, guys.
If you get a chance, you should definitely check out The Wandering Tavern if you haven't already. It's about this island-sized airship inspired by Studio Ghibli, and it is fully fleshed out TTRPG campaign setting for you to explore with your friends. It's it's the most massive tavern you can ever bring into your games, period. I've never seen a bigger tavern in my life. It's badass. And if that's something you want to try, you can grab it today. You should see the URL up on the screen. It's hatdbuilder.com. Everything there is 10% off when you use my code Raven Queen. And with that, we are going to go to our recap. What's been going on, Pen?
Well, we picking up here. We were in Port Damali just after the dinosaur race, and the Marquis announced our banishment and Bindakar's citizenship because he won the race. And the crowd went wild, and we were then all escorted out of town by the Marquis and the guards to our airship, and where the Marquis just very subtly gave us our supplies back and our weapons, and then returned, and we jumped on our ship and we took our leave. And as we were flying off, Grandpa Nalfine did a little trick. He hung over the side of the boat and scared the crowd below by showing his dread form. Terrified the crowd below. It was amazing. And then we all took our long rest, and we leveled up to level 2. And after getting up, Paruk gave us some information about the Flaming Fists, told us that they were... they provided certifications for people to be able to explore the jungles, and you had to have one if you were going to be exploring the jungles. So we made this plan to approach them as if that's what we were looking for. But first we decided we needed to do a bit of water skiing. So We had some fun. We water skied. We landed on the beach. We gathered some coconuts. And then we were approached by some conquistadors who were demanding to see our licenses. And so we bribed them. They took us back to the keep. And upon entering the keep, there was this awesome marketplace. Paruk managed to buy a bunch of supplies to start building a headband of intellect. And then we all went to the local tavern to wait while our guard, Jim, went and got us the licenses that we bribed him for. And when he came back, in the meantime, like, he told us his life story. He's married to a goblin. He gets a lot of grief from the other guards about it. And we roundabout ended up deciding to throw a huge party on board the airship, and we would invite everybody in the keep, which would then hopefully kind of give Misery and Goss some time to search for the map to the Lost City. And that is where we left off.
Okay. Very good. And so, yep, you know that you're looking for that map to the Lost City. You know these Flaming Fists, the mercenary company, allegedly has it. You've been granted the writ of passage. You've got the keg party lined up. And word has come down from the commander that the keg party is approved. And for you, you're welcome to bring that flying ship, that Sky ZEPHYR airship, up to Fort Belloarian, because tonight it's going to be a party.
Get up to some shenanigans.
So with that said, you got to the fort, what, sometime in the afternoon, if I remember correctly? Like, kind of not late in the afternoon either. It was
pretty early afternoon.
It was like a couple hours through the morning. Like, you got into the beach around, what, close to noon or something, and then traveled for a while through the jungle, maybe another hour or two until you got to Fort Belloarian. So, I mean...
no, actually, it was in the morning because we had taken our long rest right outside the island.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay, yeah, you did. That's right. You guys chilled off of the reef. I remember that now. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I was looking back at my notes. I couldn't find the timestamps for... I usually like to write down, times a day when encounters go down. So thank you for refreshing my memory. I'll put that in my notes. Okay, so you spend the morning and probably lunch, and it's probably early afternoon by the time you get the writ of exploration certified over to you, and you've got the okay to bring the ship beyond the shore to Fort Belloarian, so you can get the party ready. Commander Liara has sent word that she would like to personally meet you on deck. Apparently, she's the big boss here of Fort Belloarian. Commander Liara, Liara.
Okay. That'll be me, her. You need to stay behind. I'll tell them you don't feel well.
What, do they even know who all's in the... Well, I imagine somebody would report it who all's in the party.
Correct. I will let them know that my granddaughter had to retire for the evening due to lady things.
Okay.
What is that even supposed to mean?
It's meant to keep people from asking too many questions.
I'll totally be walking out of walking out towards the ship, holding my stomach, groaning, oh, ow, oh, cramps.
She ate some bad rabbit.
Rude.
Okay, well, this act is going on, and she's headed back off to the... Is anybody else cruising with her? Because it's I believe it's probably easily a couple miles back to the beachhead where the ship is stationed.
Yeah,
I'd be
Josh
going with her.
is staying with Ben.
Okay, you're gonna...
For Misery.
I'll head back to the ship. Gotta get ready for the party.
I have to keep everybody from killing themselves at the party as well.
The Flaming Fists offer you an armed escort just in case the giant lizards in the area become too frisky.
I'm going to look at those guards and go, and just kind of point over to Goss and go, I have a fucking lizard servant. I don't need your help.
Hey, no offense. I meant no offense.
Lizard staying behind, though. He's gonna make sure that your granddaughter isn't bothered, remember?
He's going to have to sneak in with her.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think what's happening here is everybody's heading back to the ship. We're gonna fly the ship over, and you and I will sneak out. In the mix of, like, as the party gets rolling, we'll sneak out and back into the fort.
When we take the ship out over the water for some beach antics.
Exactly.
Good deal.
It shouldn't be a problem. There should be a lower level deck that we can pop out of a window right as we get over the water and swim back to shore.
I was actually thinking you guys are bailing out over the fort, so you don't have to scale the fort walls.
Right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought we were bringing the ship back. We were going to load the people up from
Yep.
the fort into the ship, and as they're loading, we'll sneak off, and then the ship will fly back out to the water with the townspeople.
Instead of trying to sneak off, how about we just hide after the last people get loaded on? Like, as people are loading, we'll just go hide somewhere.
That's what I mean by sneak off.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant sneak off the ship. Okay.
No,
I'm
As
following
people
now.
are
I got what
loading,
you're saying.
we're leaving, that kind of thing.
Okay. I'm following now.
Okay. So, traveling through the jungle in the afternoon, it is, well, it's hot, it's humid, and the sounds of the jungle are just alive and well. The insects are heavy in the air, swarms of them. Mosquitoes. Monkeys jumping from branch to branch up in the canopy, shaking their fists at you. A coconut gets tossed your way. Seems like you're
I
making
throw one
fast
back.
friends.
No, we need that.
That's how they say hello. You gotta be polite.
Yeah, but coconut drinks. We're having a
We'll pick
party.
up more.
That's right. I can just walk up the trees and get more.
Yeah.
But that one was there and it was easy.
I'm
And
going to Eldritch Blast the tree.
okay, it's like this big, jungle, swampy, almost like a cypress tree.
Oh, it's not a coconut tree?
What's that?
It's not a coconut tree?
This particular tree, well, no, this particular tree that you're in, or the trees that you're around, they're cypress-like trees. No, it seems as if the monkeys, they hate you enough to throw their own private stash at you, and they're following you along in the canopy above your heads, yelling screeches at you in their own way.
Oh my God.
We really don't want you
Totally
around here.
Reaching back. I think they're saying hello. I'm doing all like the right, scratching myself and like waving at them, like, hey, they love us.
Oh yeah, it just serves to cause more commotion.
Amazing.
And well, aside from maybe a random coconut or jungle fruit tossed your way, well, the escort just doesn't seem to cause you too much of a problem other than causing all that commotion. And luckily, that didn't attract any further unwanted attention by the time you get to the beach. And there you have it, your ship in all its glory, waiting for you.
I'm gonna
Hey,
go up.
man!
I'm gonna run up to Misery and Goss real quick.
Mhm.
Do you guys have any kind of dark vision?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've
I
got
don't
dark
believe
vision
so.
for 120 feet.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna take out my 4 rocks from earlier, and I'm gonna imbue them with sound effects. So it sounds like
Ooh.
somebody's like footsteps and like somebody rustling around. And then I'm
Cool.
going to put them in a pouch and give you the pouch just in case you need a distraction.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna look over Misery and see what weapons she's actually has on her.
I have my hand crossbow, a couple daggers, and my trident.
I'm also gonna hand you my rapier, as I no longer need it.
Okay.
And Goss, I am going to hand over my bag of holding.
Okay.
Good idea.
All right, we all know what we have to do. Let's get to it.
Let's get ready for the party, right? That's what we gotta do.
Yeah. Dude, you gotta keep everybody entertained,
I
man, my
guess I
brother.
should clean up my bed in the catapult if we're gonna use that at the party.
Absolutely.
Yes, clean the stains off the wood, please.
There are no stains on that wood. That's how it came.
The troll marks.
Yeah, I know it's not.
That's how it came when I found it.
I don't need to know what you're doing in the catapult.
I am sleeping there.
Sleeping.
Sure.
At least I'm not being accused of anything this time.
Grandpa,
Yes.
you are just so funny. Oh my god.
I
Don't
know
know
how
what
young
goes
men
on in your
think.
head. Too many big thoughts, my man. Too many.
Why else would somebody sleep in a catapult if not to be lazy and fire something off into the ocean?
But
You.
the catapult's not over the ocean. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
While
Well,
she's while he's
Mhm.
cleaning out the catapult, I'm gonna be studying the mechanisms so that in the event that we do decide to use it, we can do so safely.
fair enough.
I'm just gonna be
It's
standing over the rabbit.
Somehow, I don't think that's gonna help my productivity.
oh yeah, the tech just loves someone breathing down his neck, looking over his shoulder when he's doing his work.
We have a micromanager on board, folks.
I can get all of the decorations put up if we're stringing them up on things just by walking up the walls and
Yeah. Dude, you are in charge of the decor. I don't know what Paruk's doing. Grandpa, can you get the alcohol? Dude,
Oh, I already
you run the
ordered the
We
bar.
already
alcohol
bought
from-
the alcohol.
Yeah, we ordered it from the barkeep.
We'll get the
Well, yeah,
alcohol
but
once
you
we
gotta
get back
set
to
up the bar, right? Who's gonna run the bar? I think Grandpa
We
needs to
have a
run the bar.
chef for that.
We have a bartender for that.
Yeah,
I
we
think the
bought a bartender
said he
too.
wanted
Oh, we
to
got the
hang out at the party.
bartender. That's right. That's right. Okay. Never mind.
And you really don't want me mixing people's drinks.
I kind of do. I bet you make amazing drinks. Knocks the
Yeah.
life right out of them. But
That's where I was going to.
Fuck. Okay, I'm making the drinks, and Hollow, just know that they will be heavily handed poured.
Yeah.
What? How many did we figure out? We got like 20 barrels or something like that.
Oh, a lot. I think I popped down like 40 gold.
And she got the barrels, the top shelf liquor, everything.
Yeah, I just said bring it all.
So we'll see what you get. With that said, as you're setting everything up, especially to get the bar properly set up, got to get that ship on moving to Fort Belawarian. And it's, there's that excitement in the air, that calm before the storm, feeling in your belly, perhaps like the whole time, as the spirits are on high, and you kind of feel like maybe you're going down the road real fast, you hit a dip in the road, you left your belly back there, like that type of feeling of excitement. There's that party atmosphere in the air, and it's a lot like that. And if you guys are ready to disembark from the shoreline and start loading up the supplies from the fort, they should be ready soon, probably by the time you get back there. It's just skipping and jumping away.
Yep.
In fact, you would notice that upon approach, that there are some guards. There's some activity near the front gate of the fort, and it seems as if they've got some crates, and they're stacking up, ready to be loaded aboard. It looks like your people, your new friends, the Flaming Fists. They looks like they know how to party, because it looks like they've got quite a few bits of supplies. Even from this distance, you can tell.
They are ready for a good time.
Mm-hmm. So with that said, you link up with the Flaming Fists, who probably through a bit of work, a bit of teamwork, are able to start loading up some of the party supplies onto the ship. Just a couple crates of food, and it looks like, well, actually, to your surprise, aside from probably about, say, like 3 or 4 crates total of food supplies, only a single keg, which is kind of surprising for the 40 gold that you plopped down just for booze.
I'm gonna head off over to the bartender to find
Same.
out what's going on.
I was gonna be like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess that's what 40 gold buys you, and try to tap it. I don't know if I can tap a keg. How do you tap a keg in Fantasyland?
With a pittance, right?
Well, one of the Flaming Fist guards who's helping load the goods says, "Oh, that's a keg of endless ale you got there.
Cool.
Bottomless keg, as we like to call it."
That's gonna find its way remaining on our ship.
I paid for it. It better.
Amazing.
Does he say this before everyone storms off to go confront the bartender?
Oh yeah. Once the guards who are helping with some of the labor sees some of the angst, and they're about to confront the barkeep, they settle it real quick.
Any top shelf liquor getting delivered as well?
Oh, top shelf liquor. We're just told to bring the keg.
And I will use that as my excuse. I'll go make sure the liquor gets on board too. Goss, come with me. And we run off. I run off.
I'm
With
going to
Goss.
stop you before you head off and hand you 10 gold, just to kind of make it look legit.
Okay, cool. And off we run back to the tavern. And we're like, forgot to pay for the really good alcohol. Top shelf. I forget what it is my grandpa drinks, but
All of it.
make it
All of
good.
it's a safe bet.
And so I hand him
Cognac.
10 gold and have him pull down, like, please, all of those up there, get him in here, and get him to the party.
Barkeep, he says, well, top shelf, well, we've got a bottle of fancy elven red, but that's 10 gold a glass. Now, if all you have coming with 10 gold, I can get you some bottles of house stuff.
Okay, I can give you more. He wants
I
booze,
reach into
not
my
wine.
I reach into my coin purse and just pull out a fistful and throw it at him, which winds up being 23 gold.
Yeah.
Make sure we get some booze delivered to the ship.
Okay, make sure it's good and alcohol, not wine, because you don't want to see my grandpa mad. You don't want that, okay? And if you need a little like inspiration, well, think of the most terrifying nightmare you've ever seen or ever had in your life, and then put it on my grandfather's face. That's what he's like when he's mad. So get what we can with this, and make sure it's good, okay?
Yeah, sure, lady, whatever you say. You're the one with the flying ship.
Cool. And we're the ones throwing the party, and you are totally gonna party with us, right? So give him a big hug. I'm so glad you're coming. Get on out. You know what? Close the place down. We're loading up now. Get your bottles, get your booze, get your family. Get on out there and have a good time tonight. We are ready to roll.
Well, I'm still awaiting orders as far as my station's concerned in the party. I'd love to be able to at least swing through for a drink. And be aboard a flying ship. I mean, if I ever live to see my kids again, I can always tell them a great story about me once being on a flying ship, right?
Oh yeah, totally. And like, everybody's welcome. The commander's given the gay okay. The entire keep is coming for a party. So you're on, buddy. You are off for the night. We are going to be pouring you the drinks. And there's a keg of endless ale. So you get to drink and you get to fly. And you know what? I hear there might even be some water skiing going on.
Water skiing, huh? Sounds like some fancy magics.
Well, it is a flying ship. Don't worry, you'll have fun. Now get out, get going, buddy. And I kind of like try to hustle him, like grab the bottles and hustle him out to the party.
Doesn't seem to be interested in leaving behind the bar immediately. He's got some patrons there, but you definitely get their attention. And some of the guards, the off-duty guards, are like, "Hey, we didn't get an invite."
Everybody's invited. Tell your friends, tell your family. The entire keep is invited. We are having a party tonight. It's being loaded up with food and ale and some good last liquor. Man, we are going to party on the ship tonight. Get your shit together and get going, guys, because the party's ready here to fly.
Well, some of us got guard duty, but as long as the commander is okay with it, I bet most of us off-duty guards we'll party with you if we can.
Yeah,
But sometimes the commander she can be a little harsh, and well,
she gave the okay. So if you need to chat with her, go for it. But she gave the okay for the entire keep to be on board playing. So This is a vacation day for everybody.
Well, let's. Yeah, you know what? even if I do get stuck on some type of guard detail tonight, I'm not going to take my watch. I'm going to be on your barge. How about that?
Yeah, because we are going to be getting it on, man. This is a party of the century. You are not going to want to miss it. Get your friends, get your family, and bring some dice. Let's have some gambling. Let's have some good times. If you got a lady friend, we got secret spots in the ship. We'll show you around.
So you're making fast friends with the guards there in the common room.
Mm-hmm.
And the barkeep, by the time you're done making fast friends, the barkeep, he's already got a big crate full of bottles jingling around.
Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about, man. The party's going to be on our ship tonight, and we are taking care of you.
So yeah, well, boys, since you're such good friends with our new lady friend here, why don't you help her take the booze aboard the ship? Do her a favor. You're not going to make her carry all this shit by yourself, are you? Come on, be a gentleman about it. Give her a hand. And they're like, oh, of course.
And I pat him on the back. I'm like, yeah. You guys get the booze on the ship. Apparently, the invite didn't get out to everybody. If you didn't know about the party, I'm going to go make sure everybody knows. You get that booze on there, and we will get the party going. Cool?
Well, cool. You're cool with us. We only take orders from our commander. So once she gives us a full okay that we're allowed to have some PT time on your barge, but like I said, thinking of maybe not even taking guard duty tonight if I have to go on it anyway and crashing the party if necessary. So,
well, it sounds to me like I need to make sure that the word gets out to everybody. So you all do what you need to do. Keep an eye on that liquor for me. As soon as you get the okay, holla to the ship, and we are going to go make sure that word gets out. And let's go, guys. And so we're going to go out and just start spreading the word around the marketplace that the party's happening, everybody's invited, and try to get word, like if there's any other guards, like, hey, Commander Liara said that it was okay for the party, but there's some people who didn't get the invite. Make sure, she gets the invite to all the guards, and just like try to get word spreading and cause as much chaos as I can, and with people to, get people to running around and, calling for orders, making sure that they get, the invites and everybody's okay. Is it okay if I bring my kids? Yeah, bring your kids. And just as much chaos as I can, and getting everybody up and running and heading towards the ship.
And it's like, that one Simpsons episode, what was it, Conan O'Brien wrote that one? It was like, monorail. Everybody's like, airship. And they're all excited, and you definitely got the common room in a frenzy. That's for sure.
While Misery's walking around and I'm following her, I want to look around camp, see if I can see anywhere where the map might be held or any other points of interest that might have some good stuff for us to look for.
Okay. I will update the map so you get better visual on your surroundings. Let's see. Make sure this is nicely updated. Goss, Misery, you exit the tavern, which is this building here. And there's a muddy street, a bunch of thatched roof structures, as well as some more better built, almost like more permanent structures abound. There is central palisade off towards the back of the encampment with a large, very large structure, thatched roof. This structure, it towers over everything else, even the walls around the fort.
That's this thing here, right?
That would be to the east of that.
Oh, over here?
I can't see anything over there. It's all blacked out, so I don't
Okay.
know what you're thinking.
Let's go ahead and adjust the lighting.
Shouldn't we have been able to get a pretty good overview of the entire thing since we flew in on an airship? We'd have a good aerial view of everything.
Did that light everything up for you right there?
Let me try
Goss and
refreshing.
Misery?
No.
No?
Let me
Okay.
try let's see here. Nope, refresh did nothing.
No, it's not. No.
It looks like we've got the
Oh, there we go.
there you go.
Okay, excellent.
Perfect. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so I'm busy, we're hitting all of the little structures, making sure everybody around knows, heading over to these structures here, any place where we can see people, we're giving them the party's happening. Get your favorite mixers. If you got a music choice, bring your musical instruments. If you like games of chance, bring those games of chance. We are gonna be living it up on the party boat tonight. Come on. We got the go from the commander. Let's party.
And he certainly seemed to have been able to win over guards in the fort, that's for sure. And the majority of people, you've got their admiration. In fact, word is spreading fast, and people are treating you nicely. As a matter of fact,
And if you have kids, we'll have a kid-friendly section on the lower deck so that nobody accidentally falls off, and they'll have kid games. They can play pin the tail on the donkey and whatever other fun games.
and while you're doing
Bring
that,
everybody.
there is this man. He's wearing a white robe with holy garnishments of it looks like religious symbols, and he approaches you. He's an elder fellow, probably in his 60s, and upon approach, he asks, "You heard the truth about Ironius?"
Haven't. What is it?
Teaches against sinful ways of substance and Dionysian flavors. If you need a place to come and pray for your sins, the temple is just beyond the way. You can come and see me, and you can be forgiven. Learn the truth about Ironius.
I don't know what you just said, but it sounds amazing, and I am totally down for hearing truths. My aunt, she used to tell me truths all the time. She would tell me things like, do not cast your spell components into wine, and many halflings make light snacks. Like, words of wisdom and truth are just, everybody needs them, and everybody should have some. So if you have some truths that I haven't heard yet, I will totally come and check them out. But it might have to be in the morning because I've got a job to do. So, you can totally come onto the ship too. Maybe you can watch over the kids. Make sure nobody messes with the kids.
You're going to have kids aboard? With all the
Everybody's
excess?
on board.
Perhaps we should have the kids in the chapel for For religious
No,
studies.
we have a safe place separate from the party for the kids so that they don't get scared because their parents might be upstairs, or kids don't like to be away from their parents. So we have a safe space on board for kids, and you should totally be leading them in the good things, good kid games, and religious studies and Ionian M&M truths.
Just remember, Ironius is always watching.
Okay, you should totally come and keep things in order. I insist.
I'm gonna lean down to Misery and just kind of whisper like, "Hey, we gotta go. Let's leave this crazy old coot to his weird worshippings."
Okay.
He points his finger in the air and he goes, Ironius! And he turns around and just walks away.
Irony! And I try to M&M and walk away too.
All right, so we just headed now.
He's fun. I think we need to go back and see him another time.
I honestly don't think we need to embrace the ramblings of an old coot. We should probably just get on with what we need to be on with.
Okay. Well, you know what, Goss? I mean, if he's really not okay in your book, maybe he's seasoned because he's old. He might taste pretty good.
Well, if it comes down to that, we might pay him a visit later.
Okay. Just thinking and looking out for you, buddy. Okay. And so we
Never had a loony before.
And just kind of wander off, and hopefully if the crowds are all heading towards the ship, definitely want to find we're not going to go through the front gates here, but I think I would like to, as if we're scouting around looking for people. Oh gosh, there's guards everywhere. Yeah, well, I would like to make our way the structure, like we're looking for stragglers and calling out to the guards, letting everybody know parties that way, but really in the meantime, just eyeballing this structure for any cellars, windows, ways in other than the front door.
Whereabouts is the airship parked?
Good question. I will zoom out the map and center it for you guys. Okay, the ship is in the area of the front gate. There you go.
All right.
Well, that's a cool little token.
Yeah.
I like it. Wait, I thought, is this not the front gate over here?
That's the side gate.
Oh, that's the front gate. Okay, gotcha.
As people are, making their way out, I'm going to make sure, because I know that they're going to leave some guards behind. I'm going to hop up on the deck railing, and I'm going to start casting Firebolt up into the air, kind of draw attention and kind of loudly, come one, come all, trying to get everybody's attention, even the guards that are left behind. I want them looking at the firework display.
Excellent.
The great distraction.
Yep. And if I see that, I am totally going to grab Goss, and we are going to disappear, hide as best we can in some shady corner, maybe between this house and the shack, or if I spotted something like a cellar to dive down, I would like to use that distraction to take the moment to disappear.
Okay. So, which direction do you want to disappear towards?
Well, it depends on what did we see as we were kind of circling.
Because, well, as the blasts are going off outside of the gates, and late into the afternoon, so the blasts aren't too bright like fireworks, super bright at night, but like it gets the attention of the guards on the wall and everything. And then if you were to, well, off to the north, you have some of the agriculture, and it seems as if the Temple of Ironius. And then off to the south, off this direction, it looks like you have the stables and some other structures, some other outbuildings around the main, what seems to be probably like seemingly the headquarters of the area.
Right, that's what I was asking. So we had circled around the headquarters. Did I see anything like back windows, cellar doors, anything like that?
There are, in fact, if you were to be sneaking, I would say that definitely have an advantage on sneaking back that way without someone calling you out on it. All right. That sneak check, and while by the time you get past some of those front walls and off to the side, and so far so good, great rolls. You certainly do see some windows in that large structure, not on the first floor, but second story windows. Like if you can do some second level work, you could probably slip in there. Also, the entire roof is totally thatched. You could possibly even think that, yeah, you may be able to dig your way in through the roof if you get up there, if you can't get through a window.
How high up is the window on the second floor?
Oh, probably, say, 25 feet or so.
Ooh, okay.
Goss, how do you want to get in?
Uh, oh, what about these buildings to the south? Is there a way we could possibly climb up on the roof of there and then jump up onto the thatching?
The buildings to the south are all single-story structures, but you could probably access some of those windows on the side easily enough from atop those roofs.
Okay. So then I think I see where you're going with this. I think that with the distraction of the fireworks, we would probably sneak into here, kind of down behind
In between the headquarters and that building.
Yep, and wait for the right moment to climb up and jump through one of the windows or up onto the thatched roof if we can't get through a window.
I'm 8 foot tall, so I can boost you up onto that roof for the first story building or the single story building.
Cool.
Broad daylight breaking and entering?
Nope, we are.
Or are you just scoping it out still?
Yeah. Right now we are just hiding. So we took the opportunity with the fireworks. We are hiding. We're going to wait for the moment. So probably after dark and after the party gets going and the ship has sort of sailed off.
Where do you want to lay low?
In
got
between
the stables right there, or right? Okay, like right over here. Okay, let's get you over there.
Somewhere.
Okay, like somewhere over here.
Yep.
Okay. Good recon work. Meanwhile, is this is going on. It seems like the barge is, well, getting more company as some of the guards have shown up to party, and they've shown up early, as if they've already gotten permission from their commander to be here. Or maybe they were just following the cool fireworks. Even there's this bard that shows up as well. He's a dragonborn type of bard that plays this. He's got this wicked, cool, almost like gothic string instrument. Looks like he burned down taverns with it. Probably he's burned down a dozen buildings with it in the past. And the guards are all in awe as they climb aboard the ship and just looking around, just like they can't believe they're on a flying ship. And it's like, oh, where's the booze? Where's the kegs? And you got the barkeep that you wanted. He's not there yet, but you got somebody. Yeah, you've got somebody helping tap the keg and get all that going, along with now Fiend, who's just really totally spearheading the whole booze operation.
Amazing.
And, yep.
I'm going to be, since I'm still on the banister there, and as everybody's coming on, I'm going to be kind of greeting them, making sure, play politician, shake hands, direct everybody, welcome them, make sure that they feel welcome so that they want to stay.
And I'm just pouring beer after beer after beer right now, waiting for the liquor to show up.
I will just be mingling and toasting everyone and enticing them to drink, because that doesn't require any thought.
And as the guard starts spilling in, the booze shows up as well. Well, guess what? It looks like the commander is showing up with her personal guard. You see this woman, she's got blonde hair, it's graying a bit. She's wearing plate armor, it sparkles. And she is arriving with she's got a man behind her, or beside her, excuse me, in a similar suit of armor, and they have armed guards escorting them. Must be the commanders. That woman must be Commander Lyra, who's been referenced. The commander was a woman. So they have. She has this very paladin-like look, as does the man beside her. That seems to also be of officer status here amongst the Flaming Fist. And before you know it, the party's really starting.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop down and greet her. Want to say thank you very much, Commander, for permitting what you guys have done for us and allowing your guys to come aboard and toast our good fortunes, and many more to come. And I hope you enjoy. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to ask. And I'm gonna start mixing and mingling, kind of hopping around.
I'm going to start toasting people, telling them beer is great, but liquor gets you there quicker.
And the commander, she says, so, those goggles on your head, those remind me of an artificer friend of mine. Are you an engineer?
I sure hope to become one. I'm always studying and taking things apart. That's kind of how I found myself here. Just like you, I saw a ship and had to explore a little, and before I knew it, we were off.
So, what brings you and your friends here to the jungles? what is the need of your writ of exploration? Just out of curiosity. I must know.
Oh, well, we've heard all about, the ancient temples around and adventures to be had. And unfortunately, our captain is asleep. She's having some women problems. I'm sure you understand. So she couldn't be here to greet, but she's very free-spirited, looking for an adventure. So
As you're having this conversation, the bard starts jamming, and as the music picks up, it looks like some of the guards are already getting into their second round of libations, and there seem to be some spirits dancing around. And
spirits as in alcohol, or spirits as in spirits?
spirits as in spirits and spirits. As a matter of fact, one of the guards, Vindicator, it says, "Get on the dance floor," and they're some of the other guards are grabbing at Peruk and even trying to urge old elf now fiend onto the dance floor. And it's starting to get crazy. They're a lively bunch.
Yes, I dance like I haven't danced in more than a day.
I'm going to command the ship to go out to sea.
Okay. Well, you got to get to the actual throne, to the helm to do that. If you want to head that way, more than welcome to do so as the party's kicking off. And
okay, so I will call Peruk over here to man the bar.
Okay. Very good.
All right, I'll do that. I'll make sure that I've got a very heavy hand with the alcohol.
Vindicator, I need you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh, a saving throw. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I don't have any advantage or a good bonus on this one. Woohoo! 18. Woohoo!
Nice.
Nice. Good roll. Excellent. Well done. Mm-hmm. And you, while you're dancing, you can't help to notice, but when you step, it's like you stepped on something on the floorboard and then it started glowing. The floorboard under your booted foot started glowing. You look and you see that you stepped on what appears to be some type of rune into the floorboard that you may have activated or something upon stepping on it.
Oh, okay. I basically say, "Hey, that's neat," and step around and try to make more runes light up.
And so, yeah, you start really putting in the steps, putting in those dance moves. Any particular dance that you're doing, or?
I want to see her do the worm. Do the worm.
No, I don't. I don't think that I know any specific dance moves. I'm more just doing what I feel, running up the mast, jumping off of it, monk shit, dance mixed with dancing.
Oh, okay. So, sounds like some acrobatics, maybe. Right?
Yeah, somewhere that's like breakdancing ish.
Okay. Give me a performance check. But aren't you proficient in acrobatics?
I possibly. I have a much better bonus to acrobatics than I do performance.
It's what we'll do. Make a performance check and add half of your acrobatics bonus on top of that as a bonus.
Nice.
Okay, so half of my acrobatics would be 3.5. So...
I don't think you need it.
Yeah.
So it's
22,
over 20.
22, 23. Yeah.
You've got the moves, and you do this kind of like a flip off of some of the rigging. You plant the landing. All the guys start clapping. And holy shit, you just stepped on another glowing rune on the floorboard that lights up underfoot. Roll a charisma save.
Now, would I have noticed these from my position over at the bar?
Not the first time it happened as you're speaking with the commander, but now that you're at the bar and you're seeing what's going on, roll
I got a
perception
dirty 20
check.
on that one.
Whoa!
Hell yeah, you keep those dice.
I'm assuming that this is like a dance floor, light up dance floor, as opposed to anything that could hurt anyone. So
Like ADR.
Yeah. Or like a disco floor. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the right moves. I got the floor lighting up.
Hollow, I apologize. Did you say a perception or an arcana?
Perception to spot the lighting.
16.
Okay. You would notice something suspect. However, before you can say anything, it seems as if, well, Commander Lyra, it looks like her companion, the guy she was with, that guy in big, bright, shiny armor, similar to hers, well, he starts acting like a cranky paladin. And he starts pointing his finger and yelling at Vindicator, saying, "Your dance is a moral impropriety."
Oh, I'm gonna go shimmy on over to him, and you know that thing where you stand in someone's face, you put your hands next to your head, and then you just kind of like pump your hips at him, like not quite like full on hump move, but like the like aggressive, like yeah, I'm dancing in your face, like
Aggressive hip thrust.
yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Give him some spank bank material. And
Indicator's a guy, remember?
Oh yeah, well that's true. That's true. You know, but you know, maybe this cranky paladin's idea of moral impropriety is different than other paladins. Meanwhile, while the action is really getting wild on the dance floor,
He's a closeted paladin.
but things are really getting wild on the dance floor. One of the guards points out across the way, just as the barge is just getting back to the shoreline now, and you got the ocean spilling out on the horizon, and the guard points out, says, "Look, it's a flying serpent, 2 of them, so beautiful." Another guard yelped, "Hey!" He slams the rest of his drink. "You know what? Those things are fun to ride." Hey, don't get any ideas. Hey, what do you mean? Hey, Bucky, pour me another. Hey! Who thinks they have the cojones to beat me in a sky serpent race around the ship? I bet none of you can even wrangle one like I can.
Oh no, I'm in. I'm doing it. That sounds
And
great.
here comes
I
the
want it.
Yeah, I mean, they're still at about catapult range, but it seems as if your ship has really attracted their attention. The guard says, "Look, they're not even aggressive. You just got to know how to handle them."
Great. How do I just jump on it? Like, how do I get on it? What's? I stop my thrusting at the cranky pants, and I'm like, okay, how do I get it? Get me over there.
With that, these things are fast upon the ship and circling. seems to be mostly out of curiosity. A couple tokens on the board, so you got visual of their position.
They're kind of far away. Okay.
And the first guard, who's been challenging everybody, is like, "Oh, I'll show you boys how it's done. All right." Guys act like you never surfed with an alien before. Watch this. And he steps up to the ledge, and he just waits for his timing as some of the flying serpents are circling around. And he's starting to look a little nervous now. And he looks down and sees the height. And all his boys start snickering at him. He's like, "Slow down. I got this. I got this."
I'm going to get closer to him in case this goes sideways.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand by him. Which one is it on the rail? This guy up here?
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go
He's a big
stand next
talker.
to him and start tracking on my flying dragon thing as well.
And oh yeah, there's one coming in now. And both look at each other. And he says, "This one's mine!" And he really pushes you out of the way with his arm, at least he tries to. And then he makes the leap.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Oh, 18 on the die!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
he is riding that thing like a cowboy, and holy crap. The flying serpent, it starts wriggling around uncontrollably for a moment, and he just hangs on to those scales for dear life, and he goes, "Yeah!" And that yeehaw seems to tame that beast, and he is just able to maneuver it around the ship. It's seemingly any direction he wants to move it. He's got control. It's like, "What I tell you, boys?"
Is the other one coming back? I want to jump on it.
It looks like it is circling back around now. You're gonna have to make one crazy animal handling check.
Animal handling. Don't I need to make
Acrobatics.
acrobatics to get over there
Acrobatics
first?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to jump on it now with my acrobatics. Woo! Natural 20 on that guy.
Damn, that's gonna give you an advantage on your animal handling.
Oh, sweet. I know I might need that because I do not have a +7 on that. Well, the first one's a 13. The second one is worse than that, so 13.
Okay, I'm rolling against a 13. Oh, shit! And it lurches and it throws you off its back. If you fail a dexterity save, you are free falling.
Would my
Potentially.
spider climb boots have any bearing on that?
I'll give you an advantage on the check.
Okay. Well, I might not need it because the first one's a 23.
Damn.
I didn't need it.
All right, so you're able to hang on,
Yeehaw.
but the thing is going wild. Yeah, maybe you should have tried the yeehaw. Go ahead and attempt another animal handling check. Now that your soul didn't totally leap out of your body right then and there.
Oh, that one's a 10.
Shit! It's rolling against that 10. And it continues to buck and go crazy. You have to roll another dexterity save. I'll give you advantage because you have your spider climb boots.
19 on the first on that one.
Okay. You're doing
I feel
good.
like the people on board the ship would just be going wild at this point.
Oh, yeah. They're taking bets.
Passed around, yeah.
Yep. And as the guard your competition, your challenger, circles back around the ship one more time. Upon passing, and the other sky serpent, seeing that the other serpent is docile with its rider, the other sky serpent settles down. Your sky serpent settles down, Vindicator. And the guard says, as he's sort of like, he's got his serpent treading air there next to you now with your calm serpent, says, all right, one time around the ship, whoever circles the ship first wins. Whoever loses has to take 21 shots. We got a deal?
Jesus.
Shots of what? I feel like we don't have that much liquor. Grandpa over there's guzzling it.
I haven't had a drink.
That's still what I'm saying. No. Yeah, no, okay, that's fine. 21, oh, thinking of how many I've already had, like, wait, I've already had a bunch. How about 2 gold instead?
You don't even want to make it interesting, huh?
Can I hear this from this side of the ship?
And 5 shots.
Probably, yeah. Now, Fiend, just as you're returning to the main deck from the helm, yeah, you see this going down. It looks like a party.
40 shots to the loser. Poured by me.
Dang.
And
That
I'm
would
going
kill
to
me.
cast...
Like, I wanted to say yes to 21 shots, but I think I also know that would kill me, probably because I've done it before.
You've died before?
No, like, done 21 shots in short succession, and it is not fun.
That's why I said 40.
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's not meant to be. I want him passed out, and I'm about to help you. I'm going to cast Hex on the rider. Wisdom.
It's a DC?
There isn't one. It just happens.
Just my memory and Hex. Can you bring that up in chat?
He gets disadvantage on any check.
And I chose Wisdom.
Yeah, on ability checks made with the chosen ability, and choose wisdom. Okay. Very good. Well, alrighty then. With that, it seems like this party is ready to blast off. It is race time. Everybody's going wild. The commander, she's just kind of shaking her head, and she's trying to calm down her cranky paladin companion, who's saying, "This is morally objectionable." Okay, and with that said, to roll animal handling checks.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 7 on my first one. I am not good at animal handling most of the time.
Okay, and it seems like neither one of you are able to immediately command your flying serpent forward, as they just sort of look around mindlessly, flicking their forked tongues. And the guard's like, "Come on, giddy up! Giddy up!" Kind of kicking his heels into the thing.
I don't know what this thing eats. There's a treat for you at the end of the race, Mr. Serpent friend. I don't know if it speaks common either. I'm just trying to bribe it.
And with that, the guard continually kicking his heels into a flying serpent with another animal handling check. He cannot get his to take off. Cater, go ahead and roll that next animal handling check.
It's even worse.
You stalled out, and all the guards are laughing. Ah!
Looks like they have performance issues, folks.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know how to make my serpent go.
And,
Having the same trouble I had with the T-Rex race.
one of the a random guard yells, "Maybe we should have made this a 10-yard dash instead of a full lap around the ship." Ah!
How far away from the ship is my serpent?
Very close.
Very close, like 30 yards close?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to use my Blessing of the Raven Queen to teleport back onto the ship and be like, well, no race, it didn't happen, the serpents don't want to go. And give up, because that's not fun anymore.
All the guards are like, ah. And then the one guard says, "See, I told you I'd win. I told you. She's got to drink 40 shots."
No, it was 40 shots to the winner.
And there was no race, so no one won. Come on over here, I'll get you a shot.
Ah,
he
we'll
won.
call it a draw. Shit, how do I get back on board? And then he goes and he tries to leap from one serpent to another, and then onto the ship since he can't get his one serpent going. Oh, okay. Acrobatics check. Onto the next serpent. Successful.
Hooray! Yay!
Handling check. Unsuccessful. It throws him. He fails his dexterity save, gets thrown from the back, and he starts screaming as he free falls. Ah!
Feather fall.
And then, poof, a bunch of feathers appear. And you guys, everybody just aghast on board, and they watch that guard land as light as a feather onto the beachhead.
When he lands,
below.
I start a huge yeah, hooray cheer, like he didn't just almost die because he saved himself. So I'm super happy and making everyone else to try to get everyone else to stop being so shocked.
And everybody's like, "Yay!" And they're all celebrating when he survives the landing. And it's a party again. Unfortunately, while this is going on, there's some subterfuge at hand that is unbeknownst to the Flaming Fist. That could, well, may be unfortunate for the Flaming Fist, but it could possibly end up being fortunate in the favor of you guys. So we're going to cut scene as the party continues getting crazy there on board. And we're going to cut scene back to boots on the ground at Fort Beloarium. Okay? It seems that Misery and Goss in your position. Yeah, the guards upon the walls, it seems as if they've gone through a shift change since you've gone into hiding there. But the walls are still well manned. So, but yeah, it seems as if your distraction is working to a good extent. Now, darkness has fallen, though. You definitely have that. Night has fallen, and you totally have the atmosphere to your advantage.
I think that if the shift change had, oh my gosh, I have the hiccups. If the shift change had happened during the after dark, we would have taken advantage of that shift change to try to make our way through the windows.
Okay, just as it's getting dark now is when they're shifting the change. So, doing the shift change. So, what we'll do, okay, in order to properly retcon everything and timeline everything appropriately, fucking A. I mean, it's about time for us to take our 10-minute break anyway. So, why don't we do that? And then when we get back, we'll open up that can of worms, okay?
Okay.
Oh, I'll take care of my hiccups.
So, hold your breath.
Spoonful of sugar.
Who?
Okay. Jim's back.
Yep, we're back.
Yep.
I like this approach taken on Fort Belluarian. I've run this campaign to completion twice, and then I had one party that they got TPK'd somewhere out in the jungle. And anyway, every time I ran the Port Belluarian scenario, I guess we can call it. Every time I ran it, every single party, other than you guys, used the same distraction. instead of getting creative, they used some like just canned distraction. It's weird how every party just took the same route, but you guys have your own style with it. So it's interesting how you think. I can tell you think it cut above the rest with this shit.
We're special, and I actually have medication to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we may be alcoholics. We used a kegger to distract an entire city.
I can't think of a better thing to do.
Oh, we appreciate you giving us that creativity, though, to think outside the box like that.
Yeah, it was cool that
Yeah.
finally, like, I got a party thinking outside the box on this. It's neat. I dig that. So, excellent. So everybody's here. We're ready to rock and roll. And yeah, we're going to have to put the barge on the back burner, the barge party on the back burner for a moment while we cut to the boots on the ground. And as we do so, I'll update the map just to paint the picture for Misery and Goss. As the guard shift change is happening, you guys are going to be granted an advantage on stealthing your way in. Okay? However, that idea you had was, if I'm wrong, let me know. It was to get on top of one of these roofs here and then get into the window, right? Okay?
Correct.
That's the move. All right. So I'm going to grant you advantage to stealth your way up.
Okay.
Oh, not great.
Not great, but you know what? I rolled horribly. I rolled an 8 on the die, plus it's probably like a plus 2 or 3 for perception, whatever. It's nowhere near 14. So,
Awesome.
yeah, you guys get up there, and your hearts are pounding like they're about to burst from your chest. You've got the nerves, the suspense, and one of you goes for the window, probably Misery, the rogue, goes for the window. Damn thing, it's certainly locked into place.
Well, I'm certainly going to, thieves' tool that thing.
Hell yeah. Give me a Thieves' Tools check.
24.
Nice.
Excellent roll. And you kind of slip this, it's like a jimmy. It's like a really thin crowbar type thing that you can slip in between a couple panes of glass that are locked into place in a window to sort of jimmy the lock. You're able to flip the latch easily. It's real simple for you. Child's play. And that window, you are easily able to slip that open at will now.
Oh. Yeah. Open that up and jump on through.
I'm gonna follow through, obviously.
Goes in behind you, and that find yourselves in a little sitting area. It's like a lounge area, and then just beyond the lounge area, there is a walkway, like with a balcony that overlooks a courtyard in the center of it all. And down below, it looks down on that courtyard, and up here on the second level, there are doors to different rooms off to the side, all around this. This kind of like a. It's kind of like the medieval version of a fancy office building or something. You can imagine. It's low lit.
Well, first I would close
there's
the
no activity.
window behind me, just just so that nobody sees that the window's open. Boss, do you want to stick with me, or do we want to split and and circle different sides of the building.
6 one way, half dozen the other. Splitting up, we can cover more ground faster, but staying together, if something happens, we can have each other's back.
Stick with me, friend. And we're gonna go. I feel like the door we're looking for would be obvious. Like, I think we're looking for the commander's room. Nothing like if all the doors, like if you're in an office building, like, okay, same door, same door, same door, that's the CEO's office. That's sort of what we're looking for. And I would start by circling to the right towards whatever this is here.
Circling in that direction, you tell me, how do you want to do this? Are you tiptoeing? Or are you just moving as fast as possible from shadow to shadow?
Yep. Nope. Tiptoeing down the hall, listening at each door. Like, are there people in there? What does it sound like? And just kind of looking for anything that seems like this is going to be the hot, the big tamales office.
Okay. Roll a stealth check and a perception check. And Goss, I need the same from you, sir.
Terrible.
Yeah, not great. Perception was good. Stealth was not.
So let's see what happens.
I roll a perception. I did not. I have perception. $14 on perception.
Two of you tiptoe towards what seems to be a set of double doors. The only set of double doors up here on this level. However, you also spot a guard down there in the atrium below on the first level. And it seems as if you've caught his attention. It's like, what was that? He talks to himself. He's looking around up there on the mezzanine, circling his area above him. And so, didn't get an invite to the barge. Commander wouldn't let me. Now I gotta sit here and get haunted by ghosts. What's next? What? Hey, you ghosts! Get out of here! I'll go get Priest of Erroneous to exorcise you. And then you see him as you're in your shadow. He pulls out a flask and he starts slamming it.
Nice.
Well, drunk guards make this job easier.
Yep. We just sort of hold still for a second. Let him drink his drink. Just literally hold for not move for a couple moments while he drinks himself and gets moving and moves on.
While we're waiting for him to move on, I'm actually going to cast Alarm through the hallway and set it to mental alarm. So if anybody comes up into that hallway we're in, I'll be able to know.
Okay. If anybody shows up to the main hall in the second level there? Okay.
Yes. Give us a little bit of an early warning.
All right, so you're within a range it's no larger than 24 feet. So you probably put that maybe like particularly on the steps leading up to this area, potentially?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the basically at the base of the stairs for the earliest detection possible, knowing if they're actually coming up.
with that alarm in place and the drunk guard mumbling to himself downstairs, it looks like if you're careful, you might be able to keep dancing in the shadows and get to that set of double doors there unhindered.
Yep. That's the plan.
It's probably about, that set of doors probably about 15, 20 feet from your position now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grant you an advantage on your stealth check to approach.
22.
Very nice.
Wow. I rolled a 1 and a 3.
Ooh.
Okay. Wow. However,
Thank
if I add up 22 and 11, I get 33, and if I divide that by 2, you guys did pretty good as a team.
Okay.
Took it as like a group stealth check. That's how that would be done, you know. And you're stealthing as a team, so
Yep.
I think that's the rule to use here. And with that, you are at those doors, and there is a big, fine, gapping lock on the door handles. It looks like it is well made, fine quality.
Yeah. I will thieves tool that and try to unlock it.
Okay. Given your experience, you probably check real quick, just to double check, see if it's like, yeah, of course it is. And then
Of
you
course it is.
go to work, you know, you just fall back on your training and you go at it with your thieves tools.
21.
Nicely done. The lock clicks open. For a moment there is tricky. Your lock picks, you have 2 of them there in the keyhole, and one of your picks started bending. For a second there, you thought it was going to break, and then you used your right lock pick to jiggle another tooth, and then all of a sudden the cylinder just spun and click, click. Sigh of relief. You got the thing open.
Yeah. Okay. Sneak in and close the door behind us.
All right. And you're in. It is this big office area, vaulted thatch ceiling. There are decorations of taxidermy animal heads from the jungle decorating the walls all abound. And there is a big desk towards the back wall. 2 chairs. There's a lounge area in a corner. There is a little, almost like an executive bar off to the side. And there is the smell of incense in the dark air.
All right. Well, I would like to check the desk.
Check-
Do you want to help?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
well,
check something else.
while Misery's checking that desk, I'm just gonna kind of walk around, see if I can find any like safe or just anything that would be of interest, somewhere where the map could be, or just any other thing that might pique my interest.
Mm-hmm. There is, on the wall there's a map of the Menagerie Coast, which is rather detailed and fine and blown up to the big size, like poster size, and it's framed. It's quite elaborate. It doesn't seem to show any more detail than from the maps that you've got on board the ship, or maybe you have one on person. I think there's at least one map of the Menagerie Coast upon your person that was given to you by Syndra when you first got the job at the beginning. It's probably on board back at the ship. But anyway, yeah, you see very similar details, but different style of cartography. This looks like a more higher end, more finely detailed type of cartography. Meanwhile, Misery, you're at the desk now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see that it is a fine red jungle cypress tree wood desk. It looks similar in fashion to those jungle trees out there that where the monkeys were throwing the coconuts at you, and that totally has this rugged look to it. Like the craftsmanship has kept the knots in it just for artistry and whatnot. And there are a few drawers off to the right side. All of them that are large enough to look like filing cabinets. In the top drawer, kind of looks like as small as maybe like your standard kitchen drawer, but there's a lock on it.
Okay. Check for traps.
And you go ahead and
Natural 20.
nice. Yeah. You see that there is, when you look closely, there is a, there's a needle inside the keyhole. Looks like it's, it is loaded with a spring. Probably poison.
Okay. I would like to disarm it.
Okay, right on. That's gonna. Okay, there you go.
Sleight of hand.
Fucking A. Look at that shit. While this is going on, she's tinkering around for a minute. This is precision work. Okay, this is not something that happens right away. She's not rushing it to be that good at it. Goss, while you're looking around, go ahead and roll a perception check to take your eyes off of that beautiful cartography. There's a lot to take in here.
Not good.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in. I mean, there's just so much stuff here. You've got the animal heads and like some stuff on display. It's just like your senses are on overload. And then you snap out of it when you hear the clickety clack of success over on the rogue's end. Misery, you disable the trap. And you're able to sort of pluck that needle with some tweezers free from the spring position. And it is dripping with almost like it looks like you've probably seen like a poisonous snake's or venomous snake's fang dripping with a drop of venom. Mm-hmm. That's what that needle looks like that you just extracted.
So tempted. I would like to store that needle in, like, I've got a little vial. I just take it and store it.
I'm gonna offer the bag of holding for you to drop the vial into.
Right. Okay. So that's there, and now I will open that drawer.
Okay. You pull that drawer open, and you see that there's some paperwork in there. Parchment, pieces of parchment. Most of them appear blank. There's one piece of parchment looks like a letter. It's got a bunch of fine cursive scribbled on it in common. And then there is a furled up scroll with a red wax seal emblazoned with the Flaming Fist logo on it. It's just like a gauntlet on fire.
Yeah, I'll pop that seal and make sure if that's the map that I'm looking for.
Okay, while you grab at the contents within the desk drawer, roll a perception check while you're at it.
Oof. 8.
Damn.
We did good getting in here and getting that open, and we can't do anything else.
Well,
Not the most observant crew.
at least your security rolls were tight so far, you know. And when it comes down to disabling traps and being stealthy, but yeah, some of these perception checks, you feel like there's more to meets the eye here. But anyway, yeah, you said you're grabbing at the scroll.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you've got that the furled piece of parchment, and it doesn't so much look like maybe like a wizard scroll or anything. It doesn't have some type of arcane or draconic rune upon the wax seal. It could be a message, some type of transmission, perhaps.
Yeah, I was popping the seal to see if it's the map that I'm looking for.
Yep, and you crack the seal and you take a look at it, and nah, it's not a map. It is, in fact, a message. It's just it looks like it's a transmission from the commander that hasn't been sent out yet. However, what is interesting is that it starts off with, "Dear Marky Mark." Yeah, it looks like it's going out to the Marquise of Port Tamale. Requesting more funds for an expedition to some type of savage tribe. The other paperwork in there looks similar in nature, but it's not all furled up or anything and secured.
I'm basically shoving all of the paperwork into the bag of holding, the blank parchments, the notes, everything that I see, I'm shoving it in there.
Okay. There's this clanking sound. You're shoving it into your inventory, and then there's this clanking sound. You're like, what? And like you feel something in the drawer other than the parchment. Something that you don't see.
Awesome.
Roll,
yeah.
Because now that you're aware of that, you're probably like, huh? Right?
Sleight of hand? Yeah. I'm gonna
go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check. Mm-hmm. Something up in your hand. It feels like cold to the touch and in the shape of a skeleton key, but it's invisible. Like it's like you have this invisible key in the palm of your hand.
Ooh. Okay. I would anything powder on there. Hey Gus, come over here and spit on this. And I hold out my hand. Like I know I've got the key in it, and I want him to sort of spit on it so that I can see its outline.
I'm gonna lean over it and just drool all over your hands.
Yeah, baby, yeah. And yeah, you're able to see, Goss, now the outline of your spittle form the rough shape of a skeleton key in her hand. And you see the teeth and everything. It's rather interesting. Nice gift.
Yeah, so since we have I have this key, and I kind of have an idea of the shape of it. I like Goss, me. I want us to both start looking around for some other locked drawer, cabinet, doorway, anything that this key might fit into. Now that we kind of have an idea of the shape of it.
Okay. Both of you roll perception checks, and by the way, it seems like you got in here scotch-free. Nobody's aware of your presence. Not going to allow you advantage because you can really take your time to look around.
Oh. Let me roll another one. No, first one was better.
Okay. Misery.
Yeah, first one was best.
Yeah, excellent
22.
roll, by the way. That's what I needed to see. Something that was like 20 or above. And you find that where the drawers on the right side of the desk were, you investigated there is space as if there's space for more drawers on the left side of the desk, but there's nothing there. But you can't help but to run your hand into something that you don't see, as if there is a set of drawers there. Like invisible drawers. Don't take that the wrong way. Ha ha ha. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Yep, gotcha. So I will feel along the invisible drawers and look for the keyhole.
And just feeling around. Yeah, this is definitely an invisible desk drawer. And just taking 10 on it. Yeah, yep, oh, yep, you found the keyhole. But, ooh. This is suspicious, isn't it?
Okay. Hard to say. How do you check for traps on an visible thing?
So is there is there any metal plates or any plates or anything like that around?
Metal plates?
Like a serving plate or just some sort of like a flat dish?
Oh yeah, over by the commander's little executive bar off to the side. There
Okay,
seems to be some, some china.
I'm gonna go pick up one of the plates and pull out my lamp and basically use the lamp to create soot on the bottom of the plate and scrape it off into a powder and blow it all over the invisible area.
Oh,
Try to get a better visual.
Very MacGyver. Okay. And in doing so, you get some results. Taking your time to do that, you would see that it looks like it's mostly one large drawer, almost like a cabinet door, more so than a drawer.
Okay.
You want to check that for traps, Misery, before we try to get in there?
Yep, that was a thought. I was debating how much I would do that, but yes, I would totally check for traps. It's 12. Shit.
We are riding the struggle bus in here.
Yeah, these dice are like they're brilliant and they suck at the same time.
Yours has at least stayed middle of the road. Mine are all over the place.
You don't find any traps.
Yeah,
But
I'm
you're not
gonna stick
confident.
the skeleton key in and turn it.
Clickety clack. The lock opens, and as it does so, the cabinet manifests, and it's to the point where you can visually see, like it's there. It's no longer invisible, and the cabinet door automatically, seemingly like as if by some ghostly presence, it just opens itself up, and there before you, on the single shelf, swirling in a mist, is what looks like what could only be described as potentially maybe a large egg, like a larger than an ostrich egg, potentially a dinosaur egg or something. It doesn't so much look like anything more than a complete mystery that may inspire awe.
Would I be able to look a little closer and see if I can determine what it is? $21.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at it, well, you don't believe it to be a dinosaur egg, though that might be the most obvious thing it may be. Instead, you see that there are small scales on the shell that are that kind of clue you in that it could be a dragon egg or some lesser form of worm. But you're pretty certain it's not a dinosaur egg. You
I'm
think it
going
may
to-
be a drake's egg, perhaps.
I'm gonna snatch that egg up and go find something to bundle it up with in a sling so I can carry it.
Okay. In the lounge area, off to the side, there's some throw pillows and there's like a throw blanket back of the couch there, the large lounge. Probably easily cradle that thing in that blanket.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up that blanket and I'm gonna tie it almost like a bindle, like a hobo's bindle, and just so I have a safe way to carry it.
It's not the softest fabric. It seemed to be more hempen, but it'll work. It should be strong. And whew, got yourself something interesting.
Okay, well, I'll close the drawer and relock it.
After it's relocked, I'm gonna go find like a rag or something from the bar area and wipe off all the soot so you can't tell we've been there.
Mhm. Yep, that was sort of my thought. I'm almost tempted to put all the documents back and the key so it doesn't look like we were there. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that. All the documents that we took from the drawer and the key, we'll put it all right back, make it look like we were never there. We didn't find the map that we're looking for, so
There's got some documents.
Still gotta find that map.
yeah, I don't care so much about the documents. I don't want them to know we were here. So I think I would put them back. I'll put the key back,
Fair enough.
close up the desk like we were never there.
Yep.
And then what else is in the room?
Are we still gonna take that needle too, or are you gonna rearm that trap?
Oh. Yeah, good point. I'll rearm the trap.
Okay. Sleight of hand check.
27.
Nice.
Yeah, well done. Way to stick the
The
landing.
trap's now better than it was before.
No, it can't be
Okay,
disarmed.
What else is in this room that looks like it? Like, have I checked the whole desk? Is there nothing else?
Looking in the larger drawers, they look like filing cabinet style drawers below that small drawer that was locked up to the right. It looks like just documents when you open them up. Stacks of parchment that are, have different sections labeled, like kind of like a filing cabinet style. And
Can I check behind the big map of the
Mhm.
coastline? See if there's something hidden behind that map.
Yeah.
So that map on the wall is framed
Right. I want to
So-
pull the frame down and check behind it, check inside the frame, see if there's the map we're looking for hidden inside of that frame or behind it.
Okay. You take it off the wall, and you look behind it. Looks pretty normal. Okay. If you want to tear into it, see if there's something more esoteric in nature, it's on you. You're more welcome to do that. It seems like you still haven't been made since you've been able to get in here. So,
Well, how is it? How is that framed together? Is it like a modern style where there's just like a backing and some fasteners that hold the backing on, or is it like a permanent framing structure?
it is like there's the parchment that the map is made on. It's attached to like a wooden frame, kind of stapled into place, and then there is the fancy frame and glasswork around it, and then on the back, there's just like the hanger and what seems to be like just plain gray piece of parchment covering it up.
I'm gonna hand the frame to Misery and ask her if she can try to gently pry this open and check behind the gray parchment covering the backing.
Okay. Got it. Oh, natural 20.
Woo!
For a total of 31.
So you're carefully if I heard you correctly, you're carefully trying to rogue this open, right?
Yep.
Without
because
damaging it.
We're checking to see if the map that we're looking for is actually inside the frame
Yep.
on the back side of this map.
Right? But you're not just tearing the thing apart. You're roguing it carefully with a 31 sleight of hand check. Every staple that you remove, you meticulously set off to the side because you're probably going to want to put that back into place when all said and done. And you do really great master rogue work. And you would notice that when you take off the backing, that it looks like you can see like almost if the parchment is see-through, and you can see the map from the back, like from. Interestingly enough, yeah, and go ahead and as you discover that it seems as if it looks like the same old map on this side, but like kind of like a mirror image. You can roll a perception check.
Both of us?
Yeah.
Suck at these. Suck at
18.
these. Thank you, Goss.
You would notice a difference. There is one little thing on the back of the map that is different than if you were to look at the map from the front. And if you weren't as careful as you've been, you could have easily missed it. But there is this little, almost like an X marks the spot. And this X is located off near the Stone Cage Cliffs. Far northwest, deep in the lush gut jungle. Do I have the map up for you? Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Misery, did you bring a copy of our map with you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to transcribe that marking on our map?
Yeah.
So we can put this all back together and they would be none the wiser?
Yep, I'm also, I've got proficiency with navigator's tools, so I can figure all of that like where it's at from where we are. I'm good with that. So yeah, I will make a note on our personal map where that X is, and then put everything back together like we were never here.
Okay. As you're doing that, I'm going to cut scene back to the party barge.
Yeah.
Because you guys have been so patient, so great as Goss and Misery stole the show for a little while, but you know what? They did a great job. You got to give it to them.
Yep, they're the important ones here. The whole thing revolves around them getting that map.
Yep, they were the payload, basically. And so, back in the party barge, the flying serpents have gone off, and you guys are rocking and rolling. The bard is jamming and going crazy, and all of a sudden, some crazy shit happens. And from behind the bar, you know your keg, your endless keg, your bottomless keg?
No.
It suddenly, there is a yelp from behind the bar. Or you got Vindicator with a couple guards in the bar, and the keg grows arms and legs and stands up from its place. And everybody's like, "Oh, you want?" Oh, there's some laughs and chuckles and some yelps. There's some surprises.
Is that really happening, or am I imagining it?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of that going on. And
I haven't been drinking. Do I still see this?
yes, and the keg stomps forward, and the bard like stops playing, and he's like, "Yeah, what the?" And he leaps from his position up there, and he runs down into the main deck, and he says, up. Commander Poirier, we have some issue. And the guards that are up there with Vindicator in the area, they brandish their spears and are trying to hold this thing at bay. And it's like, rah, 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 rah. And of course, a lot of the other guards are all chuckling and laughing. You can't help but to notice some coins being exchanged, bets being made as far probably about like what the fuck is going on here or whatever. Who knows what the secret handshake deals are? But it seems like this keg has a life of its own.
Can I try to look into like what would magically cause that? Like why the things?
Well,
I want to know basically. Yeah, basically, is it a mimic? Is it somebody animating it? 23.
Okay, 23. Yeah, this thing has. You notice there, where its eyes should be, there are glowing runes. This thing looks animated like some type of golem of some sort. And the guards up here with their spears, they start backing away. Like they level their spears, but they're backing away. Like they're afraid of it. And as that happens, the Commander Lyra, she says, "Everybody get away from that thing!" She orders. And the guards, they follow her orders. Well, now Fiend, he moves himself into position. It looks like he's not taking any shit. He's going to try to handle this.
Thing off my ship.
I have the Rune Shaper background. Would I recognize potentially any of these runes?
Let's see, from your location, where you at? Oh, from that far away.
I didn't know where the bar was. I was at the bar with Nalfim.
Okay, then.
Yeah, we were supposed to be right at the bar, right next to this thing.
Okay, yeah, then we can have you like right up here. Yeah, you would recognize these to be draconic runes in nature, related to animation, for certain.
All right. Would I know how to Is there a way to like just easily disarm them without destroying our keg?
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to find out. Whatever happens, I'll allow everybody to have equal opportunity to move. So what we'll do is we'll have y'all roll in the turn order, roll initiative, and we'll see how it goes down because it looks like this thing is getting violent. It's throwing bottles around like
So
mad drunk.
You said we could move before we roll initiative?
I would Vindicator
Yeah.
would allow you an action.
Well, I would probably just move up to it before and then be like, but it's our keg, I don't want to kill it.
Talk about killing the keg.
Someone told me it was never ending. I don't want to lose my never ending source of booze.
It's supposed to be the unkillable keg. What the hell?
Take out its arms and legs, and it'll just be sitting there. We can drink from it still. Well, you can.
I am gonna yell to everybody, letting them know about what I found with the runes. It seems that somebody's animated this. That's what those runes are.
Oh, that's not the light up dance floor?
No, I was gonna check those, but somebody decided to jump off the side of the ship.
I sure did.
Booze wins every time. I am the alcohol.
I guess since I'm assuming I go first, I'm just gonna try to like grapple this thing so it doesn't get away from me.
Okay.
Rather than attack. Because
Right.
again, I don't want to destroy my keg.
Okay. Athletics or acrobatics, whatever's better for you.
Yeah, they're the same. 26.
You have grappled the keg. You nearly got it in a cross-faced chicken wing.
Okay, I'd be like, so what do we do now? How do we unanimate it? It's like trying to buck me off is what I'm saying, and that's my turn.
Oh yeah, it's getting aggressive. That's for damn sure. It starts roaring like a monster or something, and then Nelphine, it's your move. The guards are all
So-
laughing their asses off. But the commander doesn't seem to be very pleased by this.
I hate doing this in front of paladins, but I am going to Eldritch Blast, but I'm aiming for the arms.
The arms that are entangled with your friends?
Or the legs. I'm aiming for an extremity. I'm trying to make this thing where he can't move.
Okay, legs would probably be a better targeted shot to
So 28.
clear your friend.
Jeez.
Whoa, alright, roll that again, just because it's a cold shot. So it's a disadvantage. Okay, very good.
17.
Yep, that'll land. Roll damage.
7 points of force damage. And using my bracers bonus action, I'm going to fire again. So 23.
Pow!
Will be the lower one.
Yep.
And 7 more points of damage to his leg.
Okay, it's like Buckles. It falls off kilter onto one knee, and Vindicator's holding it there. It's like you've almost got this thing into submission, but it's struggling and it's violent and it's strong. You could lose your grip. Now, Fiend, anything else up your sleeve?
That's it for me.
Farouk, it's on you.
All right. I'm gonna inspect the. I'm gonna use my Rune Shaper ability. Comprehend languages on the runes. I'm gonna run up to it and try to decipher the rune, see if there's a way to deactivate it.
Okay. You recognize these to be draconic runes. Each one of them is identical. And you know how, like, in certain languages, just one character represents an entire word? I think, like, this is like Japanese like that, or Chinese? I forget.
Both.
Both? Okay.
Most Asiatic languages are like that.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So, same draconic rune on each eye, representing the word alive.
I'm gonna yell out to my friends. The runes on the eyes, I think they need to be taken out.
I'll nod.
And I think that's everything I can do for my turn.
Where's my turn? All right. Yes. All of a sudden, this thing huffs and puffs, and it pukes out an ale blast right towards Vindicator's face to the face. I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Okay. Oh.
Oh no. Ouch.
God, it's so nice not being up close on an enemy anymore.
And you get doused in ale. I mean,
This isn't a good way to be covered in beer.
Yeah, it is up your nose, in your ears, it's in and out of every orifice. You're just dripping with it up and down. You take 9 points of poison damage.
Oof.
And you suffer the poison condition. You are staggering. And then, let's see, double checking. Yes.
Cool.
And then to follow that up, see, that's its bonus action. It's going to try to break the grapple to follow that up. It's regular standard action. Okay. So it rolls a 20, a dirty 20. You got to beat a dirty 20 opposed grapple.
Is that a strength saving throw or a strength check?
Your acrobatics or athletics, whatever's easier for you.
They're the same. 21.
Whoa, nice.
Oh.
Way to hang on. And you keep that cross-faced chicken wing locked on.
But it says this poisoned condition now says I have disadvantage on all rolls and ability checks, so hold on.
All right, roll again.
Well, that one's a 19.
Oh.
So.
Whoa, it slips from your grasp because...
Dang it.
Yeah,
I'm slippery now.
yeah, like you had it as it was trying to break, and you locked into place, but then all of a sudden, like some puke came up in your throat because you're poisoned, and you had to swallow it back down. And then it's the keg golem slipped from your grasp, and it roars. And with that, Vindicator, top of the round, it's your move.
Okay, so someone told me to attack its eyeballs, so I am going to do an unarmed strike at its eyeballs, trying to do whatever I was told it needs to do.
Go for the eyes, boo! Anybody remember that from Baldur's Gate, I believe, 2?
Oh, son of a poopsicle.
Nobody?
I had a natural 20, but since I'm poisoned, it's a 9.
Ooh. Yeah.
And then my offhand attack. Why am I not seeing that? Yeah, my offhand attack with the other hand. I'm not going to do it most likely because it is a 12.
Ooh, that's... there is a discrepancy in the creature codex that I'm using and the token on the board. It looks like, no, in the book, the AC should be 11, not 15. So that's going to hit.
11 damage.
And you smash into this thing. Kapow! Splinters go flying. The guards, they cheer and they clank their tankards. It looks like they're having a good old time watching the shenanigans.
Cool.
And then, let's see, Vindicator. Anything else? You good?
No, that is it.
It's the torch too. Now, Fiend. It's your movement.
Alright, gonna listen to my little rabbit friend here, and I am taking 2 shots at its eyes. My standard action going now. So 12 would be the lower one of that since it's a called shot. You said 11 was the DC, right?
Yeah, 11 AC.
That's 12 on that shot. Second one coming in for bonus action. Love these bracers. 23. And 8 more points of force damage.
Total 8, and you said 12? 20?
Total 20.
Okay. All right. And your Eldritch Flame smashes into this thing. Kapow! And you blast a hole in its side when you hit it with that second blast. And there's this ale that just starts pouring out of it. Like an endless amount of ale. Just pouring forever. As if from the celestial rivers of ale of the upper plains that never end. And the deck becomes flooded. If that's it, now Fiend, as the surge floods over your ankles, Haruk, it's happening to you too, and Vindicator, who's right there on the scene. Just the ale just spilling and flooding the deck, seemingly endlessly. Your move, Pro.
All right. Seeing that it broke free from the grapple, I'm gonna hop back 10 feet. I do not get a attack. He doesn't get an attack of opportunity. I'm gonna pull out my pistol. And did Naufim manage to damage either of the runes?
Negative.
All right. I guess I'm going for the next rune. Yep. Nope. I got a 10 on the shot.
Big blast rocks the area, but you fire wide. There's a puff of like black powder, black smoke from the black powder that fills the air. You smell that smell. Like, man, missed the damn shot.
That's all I got for that round.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll to recharge my breath weapon, see if I can puke some beer again. Nope. Damn it. I was never so unhappy to not be able to puke beer. Damn it. I never wanted to puke before. Okay, so Ale Blast doesn't recharge, and Instead, it tries to slam out its limbs at Vindicator. Did you say officially it's Vindicator, right? Was that
Yeah, it's officially
not Vin?
Vindicator.
It is, okay, it is officially Vindicator. All right.
Actually, it's but there's no R. The first R doesn't exist there. I'm changing it. I spelled it like 4 different ways when I made the character, and I forgot which one I settled on.
Character formerly known as Vindicator, formerly known as Vindicator, formerly known as now known as Vindicator. What? I don't know. It's hard to keep up, but
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun though. It slams its limbs towards you. What's your AC?
My AC is 16.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna miss the mark. That's gonna be a 5. 2 plus 3, and yeah, it grappled like this. He's still holding on to the cross-faced chicken wing. It is just, and it is still continuing to flood the deck with its endless keg of its bottomless ale. Is just wow. You might start getting afraid that the ship could be taking on too much water if this goes on for too long. But yeah, you are able to hold in position and keep this thing stationary at least. And then as it totally is just neutralized by your maneuvering. And, well, hey, top of the round, Vindicator, it's your move. But the flooded deck is starting to get serious.
That's how he feels. It's like what? So start drinking the beer. Get the beer off the deck as I go for the eyeballs again.
And then Commander Lyra says, "You heard her! Gentlemen, start lapping it
up!" Wait, you did say 11 hits, right?
11 does hit, yep.
Okay, so 6 damage and then offhand attack or kick attack. I don't know which one I'm doing. Oof, nope, that was not going to work because it's a natural 1.
Yeah, I can't help you with that.
Yeah, so 6 damage. And do I have the thing where I can disengage? Oh, yeah. If I hadn't done the offhand attack, I could have. That's fine.
So you smash into this thing, do your kung fu, and it's taking a beating. The keg looks like it has come straight from hell or something, and like out of hell. It is beaten, it is broken, it is spilling its guts, but it is still lively and animated as if it feels no pain. And then now, Fiend, it's your move.
I love that one of the hardest fights is against a keg.
Yeah.
Level 2 problems.
That's about it.
I'm not going to fight it this time. I'm just going to look over at the monk Vindicator and get it on the catapult. We need to get it off the ship.
Oh, but
Yes.
Bring
it's
more
so
holes
far
in
away.
it. Fire it off the ship. I will cast Unseen Servant and order it to go man the catapult, and as soon as the keg is on there, to fire it.
Okay, well, it takes 3 people to properly man a catapult. You can use 1 person to maneuver it, though. It takes
where it's going.
It takes
I want it
1.
on the ship.
All right, it takes 1 to load, 1 to maneuver, and 1 to fire.
So, medicator load, unsee servants, fires. I don't care where it's going.
Right. So to get that from the far end of the ship to the other side of the ship, that's going to take a few rounds. Okay, it's not going to happen right away, but you can get your unseen servant on that. Fair enough.
Yep. And that's my turn.
All right. Haruk.
Give me half a sec, because that made some changes to my actions. Then I guess I'm gonna come up next to Vindicator, and I will give him the help action for his movement, and I'll just follow along with him. Can I stage my movement to go with him?
Go for it, yeah, if you want to double move. But however, you are kind of close to that keg, but I don't think it's going to get attack of opportunity because it's grappled. So I'm double checking on that. But especially though, if you fully disengage, you'd probably be fine. But if you disengage, you wouldn't be able to double move. Just get the doesn't say anything about attack of opportunities in the grappled condition. You know what? I don't think it's going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense to me for a grappled opponent to get an attack of opportunity on somebody nearby. It just, I don't know. It doesn't make too much sense to me.
Well,
I mean, if it did, it would be at a
moving
disadvantage, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Then I'm going to assist however I can with getting it moved safely.
Okay, so go ahead, double move over. Get as close as you can. You get 30 feet movement, so you can get 60 feet over. And start working that catapult as soon as possible.
Oh, no. I'm basically giving the help action to Vindicator.
Oh,
because I was already nowhere near it. I thought you meant
completely heard you wrong then.
Yeah. So basically, can I basically cache my movement so that when Vindicator moves, I move with him so that I'm right there giving the help action to make sure that the keg doesn't get away.
Okay. So like helping to grapple it, potentially, right?
Basically just giving the help action to counteract the disadvantage for the poison status. Kind of my goal.
Okay. What I'm going to do is, with you giving the help action, poison status might not help. So, you being there might not help so much, but with your help action, you could possibly help Vindicator keep it in place, keep it stationary with your position there, which I think that would maybe like give her an advantage on an opposed grapple check or something like that. I think. Is that fair enough?
That works for me.
Okay, good. Speaking of opposed grapple checks, it's trying to break the grapple right now.
Wait, I thought it broke out of the grapple last time. Or the time it puked on me.
No. It didn't break the grapple. No.
Oh, okay.
No, that was its bonus action to puke on you. It rolls an 8 to break the grapple, which is awful. You get an advantage to hold it.
So that means just a normal roll because I have disadvantage. It's a 19.
Yeah, because you're poison. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 19.
Okay. Yeah. You hold it in place, and then it starts. And then it ale blasts all over you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go unconscious on this one.
Roll a con save.
Natural 20!
Nice!
Wait, do I have disadvantage on that one?
On a con save, because you're poisoned, probably.
Yeah. Okay, 8. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so we are looking at 8 poison damage to the
Yeah,
face, up the
I'm a
nose,
0. I
the
pass out.
ears, and you fall limp in the keg's grasp, and you just drop at its feet, and you are splashed to the ground because this thing is still just spewing it all over the place, flooding the decks. And Vindicator, go ahead and roll death save.
Let's see. Yeah, there it is. 14.
Well, if you do
All
die
right.
from this,
Good move.
this is how your character probably would want to go.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
right?
don't want to lose him.
True.
He's so fun.
Delphine.
Seeing my granddaughter's friend go down, I'm a little pissed. So, this is probably dumb, but bonus action, Form of Dread, which gives me 12 temporary hit points. And I take on the aspect of my dread form, which is, no skin on my face, tall, slender skeleton. Good old family wholesome stuff. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to destroy this thing. So Eldritch Blast right in the center. 28 to hit. 11 points of damage, and do I get anything else for that? I'm assuming a golem cannot be frightened.
It appears that way.
Okay, so just the 11 points of force damage to it. And with that, I am going to just back up just a little bit. And that's my turn.
Back up onto the steps. That cranky paladin, he's yelling out at you, calling you a heretic. I knew they couldn't be trusted. And he draws his sword, and Commander Lyra is trying to stay his hand. These paladins, they don't like undead types or anything that appears to be of similar nature. The guards, they're laughing even harder as Commander Liara Poirier she's totally in a scuffle with her boyfriend.
Again, but we'll go over here. And we're going to cast Catapult. That is a Dex save 14 for him. Nope, did not mean to do that. So it takes 16 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, look at that. That's a kill. How do you want to do that? Paint us a picture.
So I grab a piece of debris off of the ground, do my rabbit hop midair, kind of load it into a wrist-mounted device that I've created, take aim as I'm coming down, and boom.
And the enemy splinters into pieces. Ale goes flooding everywhere. But more importantly, once the rubble and remains of the keg golem hit the deck, the flooding subsides as far as the rush of the falls It's over. And with the enemy in ruins upon the field of battle, all of the guards, they start chanting, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray.
My form of dread will end as soon as the combat's over.
Fair enough. And with that, the cranky paladin, he starts shaking it off as Lyra is scolding him. He's like, "You're right. I just must have been imagining things for a moment. I looked upon him. I thought I saw a demon."
He's not too far off.
I am gonna run over to Vindicator. I have an elixir of health. Oh, hold on. Oh, poison conditions, yeah. And try to stabilize him so he doesn't lose any more health due to the poison.
Okay.
I'm going to yell at the paladins. We have a man down. We need your help.
And Peruk, you were able to force that potion. And as Vindicator coughs the potion, he starts choking as his eyes flutter open, looking up at you, just drenched in this massive puddle of beer, eyes foggy, probably still suffering from the poison condition. One of the guards offers Vindicator a hand to lift you up to your feet.
Okay.
Helps pull you on up. He slaps you on the shoulder. You guys throw a hell of a party.
I think I need to
Yeah,
go
we
to
do.
bed, which
Fuck
is weird.
yeah, we do is the response.
No, the response is I think I need to go to bed.
Yeah, you look partied out, man. Look, if you're gonna spew, take it over the railing. So with that,
Wait.
yeah, there's probably some jests from the guards and whatnot. And as this is all happening, I can imagine back on the ground level, back in Fort Belloarian, Goss and Misery safely making off with the goods and the information. And, well, it looks like we're going to have to rendezvous next week, because that is all the time we have for this episode.
And
Yeah,
we level up to level 10.
I would say that Goss and I go back out the way we came. We lock the window, wipe our traces of us from behind, and go and find someplace to kind of hide out until the ship returns. And it could be anything. We could be asleep in the stables. We could be asleep in the tavern under the like we got left behind drunk, in the tavern, someplace where it's not like anybody's really gonna question, oh, they got drunk and passed out. That's cool.
Yeah, like laying low on the tables
spotted.
makes sense. Sure, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, it's good for
If we don't
official
get
position.
spotted, then we will just sneak our way back onto the ship.
Fair enough. That was a bumpy road. It was a good one, though. It was a ride.
It was a fun splitting of the party.
Yeah, you're like, don't you know you never split the party? But we did it, and it worked somehow. I appreciate y'all's patience when you're waiting for your turns.
On the floor and not from the party.
It was part of the party. It was part of the entertainment. Everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, Yeah, but it wasn't from
And
my own.
nobody
My
got
own.
shot from the catapult.
Yeah, that's because I jumped off the ship onto a serpent and then transported myself back when it was boring.
Yeah, you couldn't kickstart it.
Yeah,
Neither could the other guy, so it's
Yeah.
okay.
hey, he survived it too, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, not all encounters end up as epic as we all might hope them to be. But when the dude fell, that was pretty funny. That kind of made you the winner there when it came down to it.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's fade to black. We'll call it a show, and we'll cut this and we'll get it posted probably by tomorrow or something. Thank you all for everything. You guys are awesome. And yeah, we'll be in touch to firm things up for the next episode. Probably like Thursday or Friday or something later in the week. We'll start getting everything together.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again. You guys are great. Stay safe out there. Peace.